Hey guys, Smitty here. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back. So if you've seen some of my builds, you might have noticed that an element that I love including are fireplace slash hearth areas. I just think that they really add a warm and welcoming feeling to rooms. And I've been getting some requests to show how I go about building them. And with the current state of the game, there's a little bit of nuance to manipulating the foundations to make it work, but I'll cover how we can work around that. So without further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get right into it. Here's how I build fireplaces. So I have just a bit of a platform area already set up here. We'll cover a couple different designs starting from, the most basic, just the structure and how I would do it, and then some of the more complex things we would do building off of that. So if we're, when I'm building this fireplace, once I decide where I build it, usually I'll try to use some kind of foundation, either pebblet or clay, and then I'll use the pebblet to create the fireplace. I just think it looks more accurate. But you have to keep in mind two layers here, because this back layer will just ensure that you don't see all the way through the fireplace, and then this front part will be actually what's in the room and be the hearth area. So if we're just going to do a basic version, make sure that there's a back, and then we'll stack it up. And this is where you have to be careful and where the nuance comes in based on how foundations are placed in the game. But say you wanted to take out this section to be your fireplace, it's basically going to recognize that all these other spaces are unsupported. So if you took it out, it's going to collapse the rest of the stack. So what we have to do, at least in this state of the game, who knows what the developers will do with foundation placement moving forward, is that we have to make sure that this piece is recognized as supported even when we hollow out the pieces below it. So we can do this in a couple ways. You can either put a wall here to support it, or you could put another foundation piece right here, which would then have that piece recognized as supported. So if we just use the wall technique for this version, we can throw walls on, and then we can hollow out this piece, and as you can see, it still recognizes the stack as supported, so it won't just collapse. So from here, again, if this is just a basic version, we might throw some ramps on the side, and then for the back, I want to bring this forward just a half step, and so what I actually do for this is I'll throw just ramps like that, and then it can pull it forward. You can also do the same thing if you stacked it up with this as a half piece over and then stacked it and then went up and then hollowed. But either way works. So then I'll throw in a couple torches, and because these are so bright, I don't usually light all of them, so I'll just light a couple, just because when they're all lit, it can be almost overwhelming and a little too eye-catching. And then I'll close it off with a fence. And again, this would be just a very basic version of a fireplace. If we wanted to build something a little more complex, maybe make this a little bit bigger so we could fit some more decorations inside, we'll follow a very similar technique, but just make sure we hollow it out in the way that we wanted. So for this particular version, maybe I will show how I would hollow it with the back foundation just a half step forward. So here, I know that I'm going to hollow out these two pieces because this is where I want the fireplace to be. So then I'll place this in the middle going up, and then again, I know I need this supported, so I will brace it on the side here with some walls, and then I'll hollow out these spaces that I want. So now we have a little bit of a larger space here. We'll throw some decorative ramps on the side here. And I don't know, since we have something bigger, so we'll throw in the roasting spit, close it off, and there. And so that would be another design that you could use. You have a little more space. You could also throw, any kind of decorations. It's gonna be like a smoothie station. Looks nice in there. The jerky rack's a little bit too big, but, you know, again, just a little bit, a little more complex. You just have to be a little bit more mindful with how you stack it and then hollow it out. And then if you're trying to build like a kind of a big hearth open area, again, we'll do the same technique where we hollow it out. We just have to be mindful of where that's going to happen. So for this one, we will stack it up a couple high. And then this will just be our actual chimney. Throw some decoration here. And then we can hollow out these 2 layers here because they're going to be supported by these back foundations. So we'll cut this out. And again, this is only in this state of the game. I don't know if the developers will eventually make it so you could just like place this to the side without having to hollow it out, but this is the workaround that we have right now. And then from here, so we have a big section that we can decorate, which means that we can throw in maybe like a jerky rack, which just looks nice because it kind of gives the feel that you're gonna like roast some meats in here. So we'll throw that on there. And then we're gonna have a little more room as well, so we'll throw in some smoothie bowls as some additional decoration. And then we'll throw some lamps right here. And then maybe another one just hanging off right there. So from here, we'll just close it off with a pebblet ramp. We'll light up our torches. And I don't know, do we want another fence there? Sure, why not? We'll throw it on there for additional decoration. And then I don't know, like maybe we want a little bit of a mantle. Throw on a trophy. All right, and so there you guys have it. You know, we did a couple different designs. What I really want to do is just show you the methodology. I mean, we're not limited to only these designs. You can experiment and try whatever you like. But as you know, we followed a very similar process where you have to build it up and then make sure that everything above is supported so that when you hollow it out, it doesn't collapse. But yeah, I mean, this is using that, you're able to experiment and come up with whatever you want. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks.